Good morning, my name is Santhosh Kumar, Assistant Professor, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. My subject is ethical hacking. Today I am discussing about viruses and worms. So, what are the viruses and what are the worms? We'll discuss. Virus and worms are malware that is usually created to steal crucial information from the victim's computer. These are the malicious programs which enter our computers through CDs, pen drives, emails, attachments, and files we download from the internet. The major difference between the virus and worms is that a virus spreads only when the user opens the infected program, whereas the worms spread by the replicating themselves to the computers connected to the network. So there are two dangerous things are there. There is virus and worms. Okay, these are belongs to malware attack. These are belongs to malware. There are so many types of malwares are there. In that, first one is a virus and another one is a worms. Both are interrelated. So what is virus means? It is a malicious program which enter our computer through some CDs, pen drives, or email attachments, anything. So in the emails, many malicious links will be connected. Malicious links can be connected. If you are pressing these malicious links, the malware attack can be happen to the computer through the internet downloads. And what are the major differences of virus and worms is that virus spread only when the user opens the infected programs, but worms not like that. It is the replicated themselves to computer connected to the network. If the computer PC is connected to the internet, it will automatically worm will come. But virus means when we can open the file, or insert CDs, insert CD or open emails, then only it will happen. So what is virus? A virus is a type of malware acting like a thief hiding inside a harmless looking package. To open the package or file for it to damage, once activated, the virus can spread to other files and even devices corrupting data. So the virus is a malicious program attached to the executable files so that it can spread from one system to another. And it is a human actions through the viruses. Without human help, they can't execute and spread. So virus can be happen from PC, one file to another. So when we are copying the data in a file, if anybody can open, it will be happen. Suppose I have a system. In my system, the virus is attacked. So when I'm copying some data to the pen drive, if I'm this pen drive, if I'm using it to the another system, then the pen drive will open in another system. Then this virus can be attacked. So the virus can be attacked through the human only. Why? Because they are using some CDs and they are not building antiviruses in the system. Okay, so where it is spreading through some CDs, pen drives like this, and any of the attached emails can be open. So that is a corrupted data or devices. So it is a malicious program attached to the executable files so that it can spread from system to another. So without human, it can't do. With the human only, the human action is required for this one. How the human is interacted means the human can using pen drives or CDs, or they can open emails like this. So a virus is a malicious executable code attached to another executable file that can be harmless or can modify or delete data. When the computer program runs attached with a virus, it performs some action such as deleting a file from the computer system. Viruses can't be controlled by remote. The I love you virus is most dangerous, spreading through email attachments. So if I'm going to the virus, it is the executable. That means one file to another file. When in the file, the virus is attacked, it will be harm. Maybe it will be delete the data like this. But in a computer program runs attached with a virus, it performs some action such as deleting a file from the computer system. Okay, so if the virus is very high in the computer, maybe the data will be deleted or data will be not open. Means it will be killing some suspicious viruses, whatever. And virus is going to be controlled by remote. The virus is spreading through the email attachments also. When the email attachments are there, we are going for the malicious links. Malicious links or malicious files. Malicious files can be open. So, virus through PC from CD or pen drive through human interaction. Human interaction, it will happen. So, virus can be through the one file to another file, or suspicious emails. Suspicious emails can open. Then the links are downloaded files. The suspicious links or suspicious downloaded files can be open. So it is the most dangerous. If the virus is very high, then the files or data can be deleted. Data can delete. What is worm? A worm virus refers to a malicious program that replicates itself automatically, spreading through a network. In these computer worms, the worm virus exploits vulnerabilities in your security software to steal sensitive information, install backdoors that can be used to access the system, corrupt file, and do other kinds of harm. Human action is not required for the worms. They are designing and developed in such a way that they can automatically execute and spread. So, worm is a software. It is a separate software that is called the virus software. It can be executed in the target system. Okay, it will be spread through internet or any software. It will be executed. So it will be automatically spreading. Virus are human interaction, but worms are not the human interaction. It will be spreading through a network. And computer worms are viruses exploits through the vulnerabilities in your security software. Okay, suppose my vulnerabilities are not good. I don't know what are the vulnerabilities are there in my system. So what will happen? Then worms can install in the target PC. In the target PC. So then virus can be spread. It is no need of any human interaction, and they are designed to develop in such a way that they can automatically execute and spread it. Suppose here, what are the differences of virus and worms here? Suppose I'm doing program A, here I'm doing program B. So when the files are transferring from program A to program B, that means file 1 to file 2, file A to file B, the data is transferring. So what will happen? In the program A, some virus is there, example. So this virus is, when I'm copying from this program to another one, then what will happen? This virus is spreading to this one. What will happen now? Program A is virused and program B also virus. Virus spreaded from program A. So, but here not like that. Worm. Here the human can target. Here worm is a duplicate with multiple files. Here one file to another file. But here one file to multiple files. That means maybe suppose the server has hacked with worms. Suppose the server is worms are spreaded. So how many server to how many systems are connected? Suppose here sub PC1, PC2, PC3 like this. So how many multiple of PCs? How many PCs are connected to server? So the main server is virus is occupied with worm virus. then what will happen? The server is warm. It is a virus. And what will happen? It is spreaded to multiple PCs. So one PC to multiple PCs. That is warm. But here, one PC to another PC or one file to another file. That is the virus. So what are the differences of worms and virus? So worm definition. A worm is a form of malware that replicates itself and can spread to different computers via a network. So a virus is a malicious executable code attached to another executable file that can be harmless or can modify or delete data. So worms are the malware, viruses are the malicious. So malware functions means it is from through the network it will happen. Malicious means through the emails or suspicious links or data files. So it is a malicious links. It is a malware function. And what are the objects of worms and viruses? The main objective of the worm is to eat the system's resources, and it consumes system resources such as memory and bandwidth and makes the system slow in speed to such an extent that it stops responding. So what about the virus in the objective means? The main objective of viruses is to modify the information. So virus will happen means modify the information. But here it will spreading from multiple one information to spreading to multiple memories. So it is a resource such as memory to bandwidth makes the system slow and speed to the system to the extent of the stop of the respondings. So what is the harmful of that one? Which one is very harmful? So it is less harmful compared to virus, but it is more harmful. So virus is the most harmful and worms are compared to virus, it is somewhat less. So what is a host? It doesn't need any host, but we need here host is needed for the spreading, detection and protection of the worm and virus. So how can we detect and protect from worms? Worms can be detected and removed by the antivirus or firewalls. Here viruses means only antivirus is enough. And if in your system or in your PC, the antivirus software is there, that is enough to detect the virus. But in the worms, not only antivirus, we need a firewalls also, we need to detect the worms. And how can we control? Means worms can be controlled by remote and viruses cannot be controlled by remote. So it is a remote access, but it doesn't have the remote access. It is direct access. So which one is the execution? Worms are executed via weakness in the system. Viruses are executed via executable files. Executable file means one file to another file. File to file. Here, in that executable weakness of the systems. And comes from, worms generally comes from the downloaded files or through a network connection. Viruses generally come from shared or downloaded files. So no need of any internet. No need of internet. But we need internet. Need internet. So worms generally come from the downloaded files or through a network connection. Here viruses generally come from the shared or downloaded files. What are the symptoms of worms and viruses? When the worm or happened in the PC, worm is attacked in the PC, then what will happen means hampering computer performance by slowing down it. Here pop-up windows linking to malicious websites. Here automatic opening and running of programs. Here hampering computer performed by the slowing down it. When worms are attacked, sending emails without your knowledge, without your permission, the mails can be sent. But in the virus, after booting, starting of unknown programs. So what are the types of worms are there? Here, internet worms, instant messaging worms, email worms, file sharing worms, and internal relay chat, IRC worms, and different types of worms are there in the types. But what are the viruses are there? That means boot sector virus, direct action virus, polymorphism virus, macro virus, overwritten viruses, and file infector virus, and there are different types of viruses are there. So it is about the types of viruses and worms. What are the examples of worms? It include Morris worm and storeworm examples. Here, what are the examples means? Creeper, blaster, slammer. These are the softwares or harmful softwares are there. How we are interfacing? It does not need a human action replicating for interfacing, but here human interaction is mandatory to replicate the virus. And speed, here spreading speed is faster. Here spreading speed is slower compared to worm. Why? Because when the human interaction is needed, here no need of only no human interaction. So how we are concluding? What is the final conclusion of virus and worms? Are both threat to the computer system. In between them, some can harm your computer with high capacity, and in some cases, it can tamper the computer with low capacity. Knowing the difference between them will help to figure out which malicious elements has harmed to your device. So here, worms and viruses are different. Malware attacks are there, but here one is a malware and another is a malicious attack. But here both are related to the computer system only. But in between them, some can harm in your computer with high capacity and can not harm very high with low capacity. When what is the difference of that means? It figure out which malicious elements has harmed in your device. So what are the worms and viruses? Malware is a umbrella term for all harmware softwares. It includes virus, worms, and ransomware, etc., and designed to steal, damage, or disturb systems. It is a malware. Okay, so in the malware, virus and worm. Malware, it is a main virus is there. That is a umbrella term for all the harmful softwares, include viruses, worms, and ransomware attacks designed to steal, damage, or disturb. So it is a main function. What are the sub-function means? One is a virus, another is a worm. Virus means attached to the host file or program, one file to another file. Needs action to antivirus. Some spreading slower but can corrupt files. Worm means spreading to its own, no stuff needed. Why? Because it is a remote access and no user action is required, no interaction of human, and replicates quickly, often through networks. So how virus and worms spread? Even though mobile phones or any suspicious emails or like email attachments, infected downloads, removable media. Removable media means USBs, CDs like this. Infected download means if you are suspicious downloads can be happen from the website. Email attachment, unknown persons emails we are opening and downloading the files like this. And what are the file sharings are there? File sharing means we are sharing from one file and copying in our system. And malicious links means suspicious links can be open. And just like virus means without a human interaction, the virus can happen. And network vulnerabilities. Network vulnerabilities means suppose the vulnerabilities are we are not checking regularly, then it will be happen. And email spam means some spam emails will be avoid. Otherwise, if we are neglect, if we are spam mails, if you are open means that is called suspicious emails. And viruses and worms, how they spread means email attachments, infected downloads, removable media, file sharing, and malicious links. These are about the viruses. And what about the worms means network vulnerability, email spam, unpatched software, and malicious links. So how can we protect? There are 5 ways to protect yourself against worms and viruses. Avoid opening unfamiliar messages and attachments. Avoid non-secure web pages. Update your operating system and be picky about the programs and get antivirus protection. So there are 5 ways are there. 5 ways to protect. What is the first one? Avoid opening unfamiliar messages or attachments. Avoid non-secure web pages. Update your operating system and be picky about your programs. How the programs are there? Is it need to copy to another program? Is it helpful or not? You can think before copy, and get antivirus protection. So these are the 5 ways. And what are the symptoms of viruses in our computer? A frequent pop-up windows will showing, and using a disk space. It is showing some disk space is empty, and sometimes what will happen? There is no space in your computer, like completely erasing the hard disk drives, changes in your home page, slowing down the computer performance, and mass emails are sent by your email account, modifying personal data, text files, unknowing programs start your system, boot up, and can even bring the computer to halt. It is about the virus or worms. So how can means? Mainly the pop-up windows come regularly, and it is showing the disk space empty or disk space full like this, and erasing the hard disk drive. Some without our permission, some files can be deleted, and changes in your home page options can be changed. Some icons are changing like this, and slowing down the computer. And mass emails are sent by your email without owner permission. The emails are sending to another person. The sent items it is showing like this, and modifying personal data or text files, and unknown programs can start your systems with boot up, and can even bring the computer to a halt. So how does the worms affect in your computer? Means the major goals of the computer worms is to self-multiply themselves repeatedly, thereby consuming the system resources such as hard drive space, bandwidth of your system, and overloading of the shared network. And the worms reduces the overall spread of your system. In addition to this, worms can even steal your system's data or allow hackers to gain access to your system settings. So what are the real-time viruses are there? The most dangerous is a recently happened Jerusalem virus is happened in Friday 13th virus in 1987 in the infected file, in the Michigan virus which emerged in 1991, and in 1999 the malicious virus is notable example of macrovirus was spread via email and primarily targeted by the Microsoft Word documents, and it is called a Stormworm, and it is happened in 2007. What is the example of this one? Means it is a polymorphic virus, and it spreads through the malicious emails attached to a link, or often disguised of greeting cards or new alerts. So Jerusalem virus in 1987, and Michelongo virus in 1991, and Melissa virus in 1999, and Stormworm is happened in 2007. These are the real-time viruses that happened recently. So these are the softwares we had to use in the computer, Win32 and early 2000, and MJ virus demonstrate, and CF resistant viruses. And the virus empowers some dangerous attacks like a DDoS attack and contact search. The way virus is an example of a override virus which primarily targets executable files. When an executable infected file to way the virus can be executed. These are the viruses and worms. Okay, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.